So that is why you will see that the Buddhism would be talking about how a person should get away from the sufferings of the life. Okay, now talking about the significance of this topic with respect to your UPSC preliminary examination, before our discussion, let's first have an overview on the significance of the topic. Now, with reference to the religious history of India, okay, with reference to the religious history of India, consider the following statement. The Theravadins belongs to the Mahayana Buddhism, and Lokottaravadin sect was an offshoot of the Mahasanghika sect of the Buddhism. The deification of Buddha by Mahasanghikas fostered the Mahayana Buddhism. So this question was based on the sects of the Buddhism. Now there are two sects of Buddhism which we will discuss. But before that, you need to know what kind of question UPSC is asking in your preliminary examination. So these are some of the keywords that you need to access very well. Okay, what is Mahayana Buddhism? What was the effect of Mahayana Buddhism? Okay, so each and everything will be diving deep into. So here the answer was 2 and 3. Okay. Now the next question is with respect to Jainism. So we'll also be seeing what was the Jainism in our ancient times. Okay, with reference to the religious history of India, the Stanakwasi sect belongs to Jainism. So here again the terminologies were asked associated with the Jainism or the Buddhism. Okay, so I have putted both kind of questions, like what you need to access from this lecture. You also need to, firstly you need to understand the background story, why there was a need for the emergence of different religions. Okay, now the Buddhism and Jainism is somewhat different from the Hinduism. And the Indian subcontinent is considered as a motherland for the growth of such religions. In fact, today also in our international relations, we use this religious power as our soft power of the country. Right? Through Buddhism and Jainism, we are connecting the Asian nations, we are connecting with the Korean nations, we are connecting with the China, we are connecting with the Japan, Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal. So all these connections have the soft power behind it, and that is Buddhism. Okay, so after seeing the significance of the topic, again I would say just have an overlook on the locations of Mahajanapadas. Okay, now again I am repeating, Asmaka was only one such Mahajanapadas which was located in the confluence of the Vindhyan range. Okay, after that it was Avanti in the today's Madhya Pradesh, Chedi, okay, Kashi, Vatsa, Magad, which was one of the significant Mahajanapadas, then Anga, Vrij, Malla, okay, Kosala. Now all this were the Republican, okay, Malla, Vriji and Anga. After that Panchala, Kuru, Matsya, Saursena, okay, and after that it's Gandhara. Okay, so these were some of the major Mahajanapadas during that time. Again, I would repeat, the emergence of Buddhism, okay, emergence of Buddhism took place here in this region. Okay, Panchala, okay, Panchala and Kosala. Okay, so you will find that these were one of the most prominent Mahajanapadas during that time. Okay, so you will see that the Buddha, okay, the Buddha or the Siddhartha was born here. Okay, he was born here in 563 BC. Now presently we are talking about BC, okay, and not AD. We are not talking about Anno Domini yet. Okay, we are at BC currently. Okay, so let us start. Now when we talk about the Buddha, okay, when he attains the enlightenment at the age of 35, okay, at the age of 25, when the Buddha attains enlightenment at the age of 25 years, 35 years, okay, I'm really very sorry, it's 35 years. At 29 years, he left the palace, right? So at the age of 35 years, he attended the enlightenment. Now, when he attended the enlightenment during the age of 35 years, he found that the people are moving behind the false attachments. Okay, and that is why Buddha preached some four noble truths. Okay, some four noble truths on which we should stay away. That is, Buddha discussed about the truths of the life. If a person, if an individual knows about this truth, okay, he shouldn't stay connected, or he shouldn't stay attached to this harshful truths of the life. Okay, so the first truth is Dukkha. Dukkha. Now, what is Dukkha? Dukkha means the sufferings. Okay, whatever, whoever individual comes to the life, he is supposed to have some of the sufferings. He is supposed to face the sufferings. And there is no single person coming to the birth who won't be dukkhi. Okay, so this was the first truth that Buddha talked about. Now, the second noble truth of the human life is the origin of the suffering. That is Samudaya. Okay, origin of the suffering. Whatever are our needs and the attachments, whatever are our expectations, those are the core reasons for our sufferings. Now, for example, if a mother expects her child to become the scientist, what is she doing? She is keeping some of the wants. She is keeping some of the attachments. She is keeping some of the expectations from her child. What if the child doesn't become the scientist and he becomes an engineer, or he becomes a doctor, or he becomes any clerk? So mother would be sad, right? And this is the cause of suffering. So here Buddha says that to move away from this suffering, you should first understand what is the cause of suffering. And you should be away from this cause of suffering to attain the peace. Okay, now the third noble truth is Nirodha. Okay, Nirodha. Okay, now what is Nirodha? Nirodha is cessation of suffering. Okay, now here you need to achieve, you need to select the perfect tranquility to avoid such situation. And that is why you need to keep away all the reasons of the suffering. You need to have the cessation of the suffering. Okay, and the fourth is the Magga part. Okay, Magga part. Okay, now what is Magga part? It is a path to the cessation of the suffering. Okay, now it encourages to improve the moral behavior. It encourages to improve moral behavior of an individual. That if a person is morally strong, if an individual is morally strong, he is to attain the peace and tranquility very well. Okay, so here the Magga is again the fourth Satya, fourth Param Satya. Okay, and through all this, Buddha preached the middle path. Okay, it's not that you should get away from all the belongings. You should not marry. You should not, gather the wealth. Okay, but at least you should have the maturity to understand the middle path. Okay, you should have that maturity to take the middle path. Okay, so this was a derivation over the Four Noble Truths well established by the Gautama Buddha.